The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
This is Christine Langley with the Wyoming Women's Business Center, and I want to welcome you to Setting Up Sales Taxes in QuickBooks, the desktop version. The Wyoming Women's Business Center is a nonprofit organization that helps people who want to start or expand small businesses, specifically in the state of Wyoming. And we do that through three distinct programs. The first is business training and one-on-one counseling. Second is through access to capital using our microloan program or our individual development accounts programs. And then lastly, we have a professional artist development center. So this QuickBooks training series is brought to you by our microloan program, which was started to provide access to funds for those unable to get business loans through traditional means. And so if you'd like more information on our microloan program, please contact Waldo Smith. And now I'd like to turn it over to Derek Campbell with Capital Clarity Company for our presentation today. Welcome, Derek.
Thanks, Christine. So like Christine mentioned, today I want to show you guys how to set up and use sales tax features within QuickBooks Desktop. So the first thing you're going to do is open your QuickBooks company file, and then we're going to need to set up a sales tax item. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the edit or the lists menu, and then go to the item list. Once you're in the item list, at the very bottom, click the item drop-down button and then click New. In the type field up here, you're going to select Sales Tax Item. And this is going to be, you're going to set up a different sales tax item for every jurisdiction in which you might collect sales tax for. So in this situation, I'm just going to put in Albany County, Wyoming. Whoops. And I'm going to also make that the description. Here in Albany County, we have a 6% sales tax rate, and I pay this to the Wyoming Department of Revenue. If you don't have this vendor set up, you can definitely add that vendor at this point in time. All I have to do is click OK, and I've now created my sales tax agency and my rate. You're going to want to do this for, if you're in the state of Wyoming specifically, you probably might want to set this up for multiple counties, especially if you are shipping products across the state. That would be a good idea. But if you're a retail store or you make most of your sales in a specific jurisdiction, you're going to want to set up your default sales tax rate. So after you have this set up, go to Edit and then Preferences. You're going to select Sales Tax here on this left-hand side and go to Company Preferences. And then right here, your most common sales tax, select the one that is most common to you that you will use most often. In this case, I'm going to select the one I just created, Albany County, Wyoming, and then click OK to save. Another feature you might find useful is determining which customers are taxable. So there are certain situations in which you won't charge sales tax to your customers, specifically if they are a governmental or nonprofit agency. In order to do so, you'll just go to the Customer Center, select one of your vendors, and click this little pencil icon to edit, and then go to Sales Tax Settings. If this vendor is not subject to sales tax, you can mark them as non-taxable. And then you can also select the county or the jurisdiction which you'd like to charge this customer. So in this case, let's select Albany County and click OK to save. And now we've created that. Next, I'm going to go back and show you guys in an invoice. So if I create an invoice for Adam's Candy Shop and I select a item and I put in a quantity here, you can see that I've already indicated this item is taxable, and we just set this default tax jurisdiction to Albany County, which is at 6%. So QuickBooks is now collecting $1.26, or I'm sorry, $1.20 on this $20 invoice. So the total balance due will be $21.20, and QuickBooks will track this $1.20 as sales tax for you. If I need to change the sales tax rate, I can do that here. And I can also indicate if for some reason this is not going to be taxable using this box here. I'm going to close without saving there. And then the next thing you want to know is, how do I pull a report that shows what my sales tax liability is, and then how do I pay my agency? So the easiest way to do this is from this home screen right here. You can click the Manage Sales Tax item. And then in this screen right here, this blue button is how you can get to set up your sales tax preferences. But this blue link, Sales Tax Liability, that's going to bring up a report for you. And so I'm just going to run this report for the last month, because let's assume that I pay my sales taxes on a monthly basis. And this is going to tell me all of my various jurisdictions, my total sales, my non-taxable sales, my taxable sales, the rate, and the tax collected. And then it also has a column for sales tax payable as of the end of the month. This could vary from this number right here if I hadn't made a payment previously, so I'm carrying a balance forward. Or maybe I'm a quarterly filer for my sales taxes, and I'm only running this report on a monthly basis. So keep your dates in mind here. Also be sure to keep an eye on this toggle up here for accrual or cash. Be sure to contact your jurisdiction to know exactly if you paid sales taxes on the accrual basis or the cash basis. So that's how you'll pull that report. Once you are ready to pay your payroll taxes, you're going to do the same thing from the home menu, Manage Sales Tax. And then you're going to click this button, Pay Sales Tax. This is going to bring up every one of your jurisdictions that you'll need to remit to. In this situation, let's say we're just going to pay the first one. I'm going to pay it from my checking account. I need to put in the date of the check, and I want to put in the end date of my period that I'm remitting sales tax for. If I wrote the check manually, I can put in the check number here, or if I want to print the check out of QuickBooks, I can check this box down here to put it into my print queue within QuickBooks. I can click OK, and now I've just created that check to be printed from QuickBooks so that I can pay my sales taxes. And with that, that is the basics of using sales taxes within QuickBooks, the desktop version. Please stick around for more videos on QuickBooks setup and training within the desktop and the online software. And with that, I'll pass it back to Christine.
Thanks, Derek. So the Wyoming Women's Business Center is made possible through several partnership agencies, and our primary funding comes from the U.S. Small Business Administration and the Wyoming Business Council. And so we're thankful to all of our supporters for their guidance. The contact information for the Wyoming Women's Business Center is listed here on your screen. You're welcome to contact any business counselor, and our counseling is always free. If you do have an interest in the microloan program, please contact Waldo Smith. And thanks everybody for joining us today.